and thank you for watching. This is Tish Tansil on URBANesque Living. You can stick a fork in it, literally. Something that people think is a very hard. You'll find out when we come back. Hi, I'm Chef Tish Tansil and welcome to URBANesque Living. Today we're going to have a special show that's going to save you some time and money. I'm going to show you how to cook on one of these. And this is simply an induction cooktop. And when you come back, I'm going to explain what an induction cooktop is and how it will save you some time in the kitchen.
I'm done breastfeeding. I'm just gonna lay down with the baby in the bed.
Oh goodness, no, it's not safe for you to put the baby in the bed with you.
Really?
That's right. The safest place for her to sleep is alone, on her back, in an empty crib.
So how do you know so much?
Facebook, of course. Now, get a nap. For tips on safe infant sleep, visit ounce.org or find the Sleep Right, Sleep Tight page on Facebook.
I'd like to drop out of high school and get a meaningless job that makes me feel bad about myself.
I'd like to fall victim to the old boys network.
I don't want anybody to notice me. I just want to fly under the radar.
I want to splatter against the glass ceiling. I don't have an opinion.
I want to be a straight C student. I'm going to be a biomedical engineer. I want to succumb to peer pressure all of my life. I'm going to be a best-selling author and win a National Book Award.
I'm going to be a marine biologist.
Wait, I take my back. I'm going to be a biomedical engineer.
I think I'll be the president.
I'm going to be Secretary of State.
World-class chef, right here.
Race car driver. Artist.
Paleontologist. Film director.
Surgeon. Teacher. Scientist. Olympian. I'm going to be the boss. I'm going to change the world. I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class.
I'll clean the chalkboard.
I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
Hi, welcome back to URBANesque Living. I'm Chef Tish Tansil, and like I said, I wanted to show you how to choose the proper cookware for your induction cooktop. And where to begin with that? Well, first of all, induction cooktops don't emit heat. You can put your hand on it while you're cooking and it's not going to burn. It's great for if you have small children in your household or if you're doing this around a lot of people so that no one gets burned. And it also alleviates you having to use those little candles underneath to cook with. This gives you consistent heat straight into the pot so that you don't lose or disperse any heat outside of that you could use to directly cook with. One of the things that they tell you to do in order to test your own cookware before you go out and buy a set of very expensive induction cookware is to test your own pots and pans. And one of the easiest ways to test your own pots and pans is with one of these. This is a simple magnet that you can take off your refrigerator or any other magnet that you might find. What you're going to do is do the test and see if this magnet adheres to the bottom of your cookware. And that's the first step we're going to do. So we're going to see what works and what does not work. So here's this beautiful little red pan that I purchased to fit in with my decor. And unfortunately, this does not work as far as the magnetic field. So we're going to put that to the side. We're going to test this pot. Now this is a copper pot. Technically, this should work. We're going to see if all of the rules apply to a magnetic cookware working on our induction cooktop. This is a small cast iron pot, and cast iron is all metal. and the magnet does stick to that. This is a small saucepan, and the magnet sticks to this as well. So we know the magnet is sticking to our cast iron. Now this is one of those pots that I got at the flea market. It's great for canning, preserving, cooking your greens, you're making stews. Okay, so the magnet sticks to this. Now I just purchased a couple of pans. Actually, I've been purchasing a number of pans recently because I found some great deals over the holidays. This is actually a pan for making tortillas, for making crepes, and it's made out of steel. Okay, but our magnet sticks to that as well. So these were not listed in the stores as being induction ready, but according to the rules of induction cooking, these will work. Now, we're going to see if all the rules apply. This is a wok that I have, and according to the rules, this does not work on an induction cooktop. So what we're going to do is actually test out this theory and see if the rules apply. So we're going to turn on our induction cooktop. Okay, so it's on right now. And we're getting an EO reading, meaning error, and it tells you when nothing is on there. So we're going to put this on just to see if it does actually not work on our induction cooktop. And it does not, because it's still giving us an error reading. Now, when we take that off and we put on our cast iron pot, it immediately picks it up and detects that the cookware is there. So we can actually turn it up to 320 degrees and this will actually start to heat. So this is induction ready. Now, according to the rules, this is not induction ready because our magnet did not stick to this pot. This is a wok, and I really wanted to use this. So what we're going to do is test it just to see what happens. Now, according to this actually works on an induction cooktop, and the magnet did not stick. And just to prove that it works, I'm going to pour a little bit of water in here, and I want to show you just how quickly this induction burner works. Okay, so we just put that on, and I'm going to turn it up to about 400. And as you can see, bubbles are already starting to rise up in this wok. And we already have boiling water. So normally on a stove, it would take at least 5 minutes for this water to boil to this rate. But on an induction cooktop, that water boils almost immediately. You take it off, and it stops. So if you want to save some time, this is the way to do it. So we're going to set that aside. So, like I said, this is actually made out of steel, and we're going to place this on top, and we do get a reading as well, and we'll see how quickly this heats up. So we just put that on, and the water is actually moving around and it's starting to boil. And so, like I said, this will save you a lot of time in the kitchen because this cookware works with the magnetic field within the induction cooktop. So we're going to set that aside. Okay, and once again, I found this wonderful little cast iron crepe maker at the flea market, and this is the cast iron, and by the theory, that works as well. Great. So now that we know what cookware works and what cookware doesn't, we are actually going to show you how to work with this cast iron that you get from the flea market or that has been sitting around your cabinets for a number of years.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney,
and I'm your dividend.
Recycling in Detroit starts with you.
Do you recycle?
Did you know Detroit recycles? We started curbside collection in different neighborhoods.
It's getting bigger and moving to other neighborhoods.
And anyone can recycle here
and here.
What we do with our trash, the reflection of our city. A city that's full of life
and optimism.
And we need to take pride in our city.
It's one small change
that starts a chain reaction.
Detroit recycles.
Hi, I'm Chef Tish Tansil, and welcome back to URBANesque Living. And right now, what we're going to do is season our cookware. And you're wondering, why do you need to season your cookware? You season your food. Well, when it comes to working with cast iron, you have to actually season the cookware. And the seasoning term just means you get it ready for cooking. Cast iron is ancient. People have been cooking on cast iron for thousands of years. And it's actually healthier to cook with cast iron because the minerals from the cookware actually seep into your food. It's not a bad thing. We all need some extra iron in our diets. And cooking with cast iron gives you that. Plus it gives such a deep, rich flavor to your cooking. So what we're going to do today is show you how to season your cast iron cookware. Now I have a number of pieces that I have that are family pieces and that are new pieces that I recently purchased, because on the show we are going to be using cast iron because I'm really into flavor and I'm into health as well. And this cast iron works on my induction cooktops. And it also works outside on the barbecue, it works on the gas, and it works on electric. So all the way around, using cast iron is probably more efficient. The only thing that might be a little bit of a negative is that it tends to be a little bit on the heavy side. So it's not going to be as lightweight as your carbonized steel, but you are going to get a great flavor from it. Now this is a cornbread maker. It's very old. It's my grandmother's, and I've never really used it, and so I figured this is a good time. But as you can see, the rust has kind of taken over, and on the front and the back. So I scrubbed it to make sure that nothing was in the crevices of the corn. So what we're going to do is start the seasoning process. Now I'm using a brush with this just to make sure that the oil gets into all of the crevices. And so I'm making sure, and this is just an olive oil. You can use any type of a cooking oil to season the cast iron. And so once you get all of that taken care of, we're going to set this into the oven. Some cookware already comes pre-seasoned. Over time, as you cook with the cast iron, it's going to get this dark color. Okay, so we're going to set that into the oven and just let it bake. Now this one I already pre-seasoned, and so it has some oil in it, and it was a little bit on the rusty side as well. But the beautiful thing about cast iron cooking is that as soon as it gets a little bit of oil, that rust is gone. And I just put it on the oven at 350. Now this is a wonderful little crate maker that I found at the flea market. And the flea market is actually a really great place to find cast iron, because a lot of times people don't want to use it, or they might want brand new shiny cookware. The stainless steel is beautiful, I have to admit, but you're not going to get the same health properties out of it. Okay, so that's coated as well.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
This is some new cast iron cookware that I recently purchased. This is already seasoned. And these are already seasoned as well. So you don't have to do anything to these. Now this was a cute set that I've recently purchased over the holidays. And this is a panini grill. And instead of you buying one of those fancy panini grills that cost about $100, I got this for about $11. Was at a discount store over the holidays. But it is already pre-seasoned. And it comes with a press. And so you can actually make your paninis right there in your own grill. And you get that fresh feeling or that fresh taste. And you can also use this outside. So we're going to let our cookware that is being seasoned sit in the oven for about an hour, and we're going to turn it down and then let it sit. And the thing with cast iron is that you really don't want to submerge it in water, or you don't want to put it in your dishwasher. You don't want to actually promote the rust because when it's pre-seasoned, you can scratch it in a sense, and that is going to rust a little bit. And so you're always going to want to put a little bit of oil on it. And even though these are pre-seasoned, just from growing up in my mother's house, all of her cast iron has a little bit of an oil slack on it. And that's just basically treating it so that even though it is pre-treated or pre-seasoned, it's going to, just cook a little bit better. And so we're just going to treat all of this with a little bit of oil. And we're just using a brush. You don't have to use a brush. You can actually pour it in, but it's a little bit more efficient to use that brush because it's going to get into all these nooks and crannies. And I have a couple of grills. And when you have the grills, you have these ridges in here. And that's where you're going to get your grill marks. And also because this type of cookware heats so well and it distributes that heat throughout your food, you really don't have to use as much oil in order to fry your foods. You just basically need a coating of oil. And so therefore that's going to save you some calories as well. And this is really terrific for grilling vegetables, and we're going to get into that later. But today, I just want you to get on the same playing ground that I'm on so that we can cook together. And so we've got our pots, we've got our pans, we've got our induction cooktop. And so on the next show, we are going to get cooking. Join me.
You wouldn't think the cafeteria would be a scary place. But last year, someone wiped peanut butter on me.
It happened to me on the school bus. So I decided to walk for a while. It makes me not want to go to school sometimes.
There are 5.9 million kids in the U.S. living with food allergies. And nearly 40% have suffered a severe or life-threatening reaction because of them.
School's supposed to feel safe, but sometimes I don't feel that way.
Would you believe that 1/3 of all kids with food allergies are bullied because of them?
I told them to stop. I don't understand. They just want to hurt me.
Right now, we're working on a cure for food allergies.
They tried to make me eat it, but it's like they don't get it.
Until then, there is a cure for food allergy bullying. You. Go to foodallergy.org to teach your kid about the seriousness of food allergies. You could help save a life. Or help someone have a better one.
If I'm not at school, I can't get bullied.
Food allergy bullying. It's not a joke.
Hi, I'm Chef Tish, and this is URBANesque Living. Do you have nice shiny new pans like I do, and you want to keep them looking nice and shiny? Well, I'm going to give you a few tips to keep your pans looking nice and clean.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you. But the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Hi, I'm Chef Tish Tansil, and welcome back to URBANesque Living. And like I said, one of the things about making a beautiful presentation for your guests is that your items turn out almost picture perfect. And one of the ways that you want to make sure that your items turn out beautiful is to make sure they don't stick to the pan. You want to make sure that it goes from whichever pan you cook it to the surface you serve it in is perfect, because you like to take your pictures and send them to your family and friends. Well, when you use an aluminum surface or a glass surface or a lot of different cooking surfaces, your items are going to stick. So you have to use something to make sure that that item does not stick to your pan. Now, in the past, we've used cooking sprays. And cooking sprays are wonderful for certain items, but sometimes you don't want to use a cooking spray. In the event that you do not, what you can use is a silicone mat. These are called Sil mats, S-I-L as in silicone mat. These are fabulous because they can go from the freezer to the oven to the dishwasher. They don't stick. Your food slides right off. You don't get any type of product or unnatural chemical in your body from these. One thing that you can't do is cut on them, because if you cut into them, the mat is pretty much ruined. You can use it for, storage, but you pretty much can't cook with it because it'll have that hole in it, and then whatever item is going to seep through. These fit perfectly into your aluminum trays. And that way, when you cook, all you do is pull it out when you're done and wash it. Now, this one is a larger one, a larger silk mat. And this is for a large tray. This is also a mat that you can roll out your bread on. And so if you don't want to roll out your bread on your stainless steel countertop or your kitchen table, you can use a silicone mat such as this one to roll out your bread items, and it won't stick, which is a great benefit. You don't have to do a lot of scraping, and you don't have to use as much flour in your food item if you're rolling bread. So both of these are wonderful items to stock in your kitchen. I'm Chef Tish. This is your kitchen tip of the day.
Every year in the U.S., more than 350,000 hearts suddenly and unexpectedly stop. But they didn't have to. Early intervention could have saved their lives. I'm Shawn Robinson. Given my family's history with heart disease, I'm here to shed light on sudden cardiac arrest, a condition we need to stop. SCA is deadly and can happen to anyone, but chances are greater in African Americans. Most high-risk patients do not receive recommended treatments. Over 60% of African Americans think they don't need to go to the doctor after experiencing heart disease symptoms. It's time to arrest your risk. Talk to your doctor. Stop SCA before it stops you.
Hi, welcome to URBANesque Living. I have a quick kitchen cleanup tip for you today. going to put them because they need to dry. So either you can dry them all front to back and then stack them. You can do that, but there's no guarantee that there still may not be a little moisture in between each layer. And you really don't want that moisture to build up because that can cause mold and mildew on your kitchen mess. So a quick tip for you is to put each one of these in your oven on the racks to dry. The oven doesn't have to be on, and that's my quick tip for the day. Lining your ovens to let your mess dry. And that's a very urban-esque thing to do. Thank you.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.